SLucas.me presents.
Hello and welcome. Sean here from SLucas.me, and in this video I'm going to be doing a focus on the Game Boy version of Donkey Kong. You can hear them working on my road outside, but that's the only time that I can record, so we'll just have to deal with it. Anyway, I was on Reddit a couple of weeks ago and I saw a post about this game. Interesting because I chose it as one of my gems for the Game Boy. Also interesting because the person had the same reaction as me to the game. To be fair, it's a common reaction. Nobody expected the Spanish Inquisition. Also, absolutely nobody expects an amazing puzzle platformer to grow from the slightly half-assed Game Boy Donkey Kong arcade port. And yet, that's exactly what you get in this game. You run through 4 classic Donkey Kong levels, slightly altered to make them easier. And when you expect the reset back to the beginning, Donkey Kong takes off with your girlfriend and you're in the puzzle. It's exactly the sort of creative programming that I love from a game. Let's take a look.
See, I wasn't lying. You boot up the game and get a truncated version of the first level of the arcade machine, then a familiar second, third, and fourth levels. Now, I'm a fan of Donkey Kong, and I play at the local arcade, the quarters, all the time. So while easy, I was perfectly happy with just that. I mean, the levels are varied, slightly challenging, and the inevitable speed up or randomness of projectiles. So here we go. Wait, what? What is this? Reminds me of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, also one of my favorite games. I never knew that a prequel existed though, but I'm into it. What an absolutely delightful surprise. I don't want to sound like an old guy gamer. I mean, I am, but I don't want to sound like one. Ah, what the hell. They just don't make them like they used to. The overall mechanics are the same. You walk and jump. However, instead of a more or less predetermined path, you have free will. Bet you never guessed that you'd get a determinism versus free will discussion in this review. Well, honestly, that's all I have to say right now on the topic. You use that free will to solve the puzzle at hand. Avoid obstacles, dodge, parenthetically, or throw, and parenthetical, enemies, and retrieve a key. Then, you have to take the key with you to open a door and move on to the next level. As the game progresses, you have more and more varied ways to complete the levels. In the boss levels, you battle against Donkey Kong, of course, but there's also a patterned attack and environmental variables to make things more interesting and difficult, at least for the first boss. If you've ever played Mario vs. Donkey Kong, it's very familiar. One thing I like about the boss is that they designed him to be difficult, but beatable with some persistence and practice. Too many games take the easy way out of amping the cheese level to quote-unquote challenge players. At this point, it's hopefully obvious why I picked this one as my top gem. If not, let me elaborate. Function arcade port? Check. Hidden game within a game that works? Check. That game is a puzzle game? Check. The game is a prelude to one of my favorite games ever? Check. Beyond that, is the game worth playing in 2026? 100%. Even as an old guy gamer, I admit that some of the older games just don't hold up. This one does. You will have an absolute blast with this game, and it's short enough that you don't invest too much into it if you end up not liking it.
Donkey Kong Game Boy is a unique gaming experience. If you've never played it before, I spoiled some of the surprise. I feel bad about that, but I did warn you at the beginning of the video. In spite of that faux pas, I hope you give the game a chance, because it is, as I say, unique, fun, and challenging. Those 3 things are rare to come by these days. Yes, I slipped into old man gamer mode again. Name me another established franchise that took a winning formula, ran it through a different genre, and came out with an absolute banger, as the kids like to say. Do the kids still say that? Maybe not. But if they do, this one applies. Go play it and come back and tell me how much fun you had. I'll wait. Be good, stay safe, have fun. I'll be back soon with my gems for Game Boy Advance, probably by the end of the week. I also have another episode of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo coming up on the website, slucas.me. If you haven't been there, check it out. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.
SLucas.me.